Shalom. Before I begin this video, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Also as well, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that continue to rule very well to this very day, that is feeding the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. And also as well, shalom to the Holy elect that's continually laboring this work, and also do labor to show forth your diligence to make your calling and election sure, in faith, in truth and sincerity, and also in all charity. All right. Now, the topic of this video is going to be entitled, "The Earth Continues to Suffer." All right. Now, of course, like always, if the Spirit has it, to where I title this video in a different way, of course, I'm going to change the title. But, it's pursuant to the past couple of weeks. They had, I believe it was a week or 2 weeks ago, they had a specific day that was set aside on the calendar for in what these people call Earth Day, in which there is a specific day that they dedicate toward the Earth getting rest from this man's oppression. I mean, that's basically what it is. Okay, they set a day aside so that the Earth can quote unquote rest, which really the Earth is not even resting on that day. All right. But with this man being in rulership, he has continually zapped this land dry of his resources, and he still continues to do so. All right. And a day is not going to cut it. All right. Because this man does not honor the law of the land, which is laid down by Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, which are the true names of the Heavenly Father and the Son. All right. The law of the land that he laid down was that the land is supposed to have a Sabbath. All right. That's in the law. The land is supposed to have a Sabbath to itself, and you till the ground for 6 years, and on the 7th year you give it rest. Okay. But again, through the rulership of this man, him being in the seat of power, is the earth is fighting for his life right now. All right, because the earth is alive, man. The earth is indeed alive. Okay, and with this man, being in power and continuing to bring down his oppression upon us, the Israelites, which are the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and also the rest of the world. Okay, this land, really, this earth is not going to have any sort of rest until Esau Edom, which is the true biblical nationality of the so-called white man, is taken out of power. Okay, and as long as this man is in power, the earth is going to continue to be sucked dry. All right, it's going to continue to languish. It's going to continue to suffer. Okay, and guess what? It's going to get to the point to where certain things are going to start happening, which even more critical to today. All right, that's going to cause other things to happen, basically cause a sequence of events. Okay. How do we know that? Well, because if you notice for the past few years, you've been seeing, major casualties, when it comes to like storms, tornadoes, hurricanes, all in the like. All right. And each year it gets worse and worse. All right. The reason why it gets worse and worse is because, again, as this man continues to be in rulership, basically things are getting even more worse than it is already. All right. And that's why the earth is going to continue to fight harder as this man is still in power. OK. So the harder Esau Edom pushes, all right, the earth is going to push right back even harder. All right. Because the earth just wants to live, man. It's just like just like a regular person, they want to live, man. They don't want to die. And that's why the earth is fighting. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop into the precepts I have here. First, I want to grab the book of Isaiah. All right, it's the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, and this is at verse 4. All right, it says, so this is at verse 4. It says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. the haughty people of the earth do languish. All right. So it says the earth mourneth and fadeth away, and it also says here the world languisheth and fadeth away also. All right. And it says the haughty people of the earth do languish. Okay, so the earth is languishing right now. Okay, and actually, if I get that word languish, let's see what it says. All right, so it's the word for languish. All right, it means amal. Okay, that's the Hebrew word for language, is amal. All right, and it says to be weak, to droop. All right. It says to be weak, to droop, to languish, to be exhausted. The earth is exhausted right now, man. All right, and you see it. Okay, if you see all the crops, the plants, basically, things of that nature. What you've been seeing is a degradation of these things. And that's why you're starting to see a transition from these people, getting their crops regularly, on a routine, to now, being to the point to where they have to scrounge and try to, force the earth to produce. Okay, because the famine is settling in, man. All right, whether the people know it or not. All right. So again, this word is amal. All right, it means to be weak, to droop, to languish, and to be exhausted. All right, and the earth is utterly exhausted. All right, it says to be weak, to droop, to grow feeble. All right, so the earth is feeble right now. All right, it is not as its strength at its strength where it was back in the old world. All right, back in the ancient world. Okay, so that's it for the word languish. So it means to be exhausted, man. Okay, so it says the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth. All right, the world right now is exhausted. Okay, and it's fading away. And it says the haughty people of the earth do languish. Right, and due to this, right, this man Esau Edom being in the seat of power, guess what? The people are also languishing. All right, that's why there's another scripture, right? Let's just see if I can get it. It's the book of Proverbs chapter 29, and it's at verse 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Okay? And the people are not rejoicing right now. Okay? People are trying to survive. All right? But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Okay? So the wicked is bearing rule today, which is who? Esau Edom. All right? The so-called white man. All right? He's bearing rule to this very day, and guess what? The people are mourning right now because he's in rulership. All right. And it says here, yeah. So that's it. Yeah. So when the wicked is bearing rule, the people mourn. Okay. So these people are mourning right now, man. All right. That's why it says the earth and the haughty people also are languishing. All right. So let me go back and grab it again. But Isaiah 24. Yeah, here we go. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 24, and at verse 4 again, it says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. Okay? The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. All right, so the earth is also defiled under these people, man. All right, and people that's even here today. Even though you have Edomites and these other nations that are here in this land and other parts of the world, but yet the way that the earth is being kept up with is poor. Okay, that's why you have in the oceans. You have a term called a trash island. All right. Now, you have never had anything of this nature as far as trash islands ever existing in the past, other than here today. with America being in rulership. All right. So so it says the earth also is defiling the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws. See that? And I mentioned earlier, right, about the land Sabbath. All right, the land Sabbath is not being kept, man. All right, that's why the earth is fading, man. That's why the earth is languishing and fading away. Okay, that's why even Gad and Reuben, all right, the so-called Native American Indians and Seminoles, man, even they understood that the land, it gets to a point to where the land needed rest, and because of course, because we're Israelites, right? So-called Native American Indians being of the tribe of Gad and Reuben, all right, a part of the Northern Kingdom, right? It was already in us to give the land rest, all right, because we understood that the earth was living, okay? But again, like I said, with America being in rulership, right, the earth is not knowing any sort of rest whatsoever, man. All right, and that's why the scriptures say that the haughty people do languish and the earth is languishing, because they transgress the laws, okay? And what adds more to it is they changed the ordinance, right? Broken the everlasting covenant, all right? Verse 6, it says, therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burnt, and few men left. All right. So that's why, due to all of these things, the result is going to be that the people that you see here are going to be burnt, and there's only going to be few men left. All right. That's the future that we're heading towards, man. Okay. So that's it on that. Let me go ahead and grab this last precept, this book of 2 Ezra, chapter 14, and I'm gonna start at verse 17. It says, look, how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. All right. So, like it says here, it says, look how much the earth is going to be weaker through age. All right. And why is that? Because evils are being multiplied. Okay. That's why the earth has been getting weaker and weaker. Okay. Because the wickedness of these people have increased exponentially. Okay. It says, so much more shall the evils increase upon them that dwell therein. That's why the evils are increasing right now. Okay. For the time is fled away, and leasing is at hand. For now hasteth the vision to come which thou hast seen. All right. So I know it said there's gonna be the last precept, but I got one more. All right, it's the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 7, and it's at verse 13. It says, for the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit. Actually, Slack, let me start a verse up. It says, verse 12, it says, then were the entrances of the world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. All right, and that's talking about right now. All right. So the entrances of this world is made narrow and full of sorrow and travail. Okay. And they're evil, full of evil and perils, and it's painful, man. But it says here, it says the entrances of the elder world were sure. Okay. And brought forth immortal fruit. Okay. So compared to in the ancient world, the earth was at full strength. Okay. But now it's not at its full strength right now. Now it's weak. Which, again, the reason why is because this current rulership, man. Okay, that's the reason why now it has grown weak. Okay, but yeah. So that's it on this precept. But I'm gonna close out on this. Like I said, man. Like I said, as long as man is still in rulership, the earth is still going to continue to suffer. Okay? But when he's out of rulership, like it says in the book of Isaiah, where it says the fir trees rejoice at the fall of Esau Edom, guess what? The earth is going to rejoice. The earth is going to rejoice because why? Because it's going to get the rest again. Okay? And the righteous are going to be back in rulership. Okay? And the earth is going to be governed in the correct way that it's supposed to be. That's why the earth is going to rejoice in the people. All right? But I'm going to go ahead and close out on that note. Lord's will is edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. Until next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that rule well to this day. And Shalom, peace and safety, and salutations to the hopefully elect, continuing to labor in his work and labor to show forth your diligence to make your calling and election sure, in faith, in truth, sincerity, and also in charity. And with that, it's a Shalom.